everyone, this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a floral design on this fireball bottle. I have obviously removed the covering that comes over the bottle. It's not just a sticker, but it's plastic that covers the entire bottle. I've removed that, washed it with soap and water, and then I cleaned it with rubbing alcohol. So it's ready to go. Today I am going to be using two Amagic Filbert brushes. One is a number 16, the other one is a number 10. I'm going to be using a number 4 flat brush, and then two of my Deerfoot stipplers. I have a 2 and a 4. Paint I'm using is all folk art paints, combination of multi-surface and enamels. I'm using purple lilac, red violet, skullbush yellow, forest moss, burnt sienna, titanium white, and Thicket. Now you can use any combination of paint that you choose. It's up to you. You don't have to use what I'm using. Alright, so let's get started. So basically what I'm going to do is take the large brush right now, the number 16. I'm going to stick it into the purple lilac and then touch it into the red violet. Just got to make sure I get some of it on my brush. Okay, so on this I'm going to actually turn my brush sideways when I'm doing my strokes and not flat like this. You can do it either way. I just like the shape of the petals when I do it from the side view. But when I'm doing this, I also like to continue to turn my brush in different directions just to give it a little bit of a, I don't know, don't want to say movement, but I guess in a sense you can also make your petals shorter in some areas just to kind of show that maybe it's heading a different direction, or the direction that you're seeing the bloom, if that makes sense. Okay, and I'll just keep doing. I'm going to do 3 blooms this size, and I'll just tip some of them into the white. If you ever want to try to get your paint to be a little bit more opaque, adding white to it actually can help you with that. The whites tend to have a lot of pigment to them, which I think, and I don't want that all bumpy there. Let me go back over that. And I like them to overlap each other. Alright, so I'm going to take the smaller brush and basically do the same thing as far as the loading goes. Put it in the lilac, touching it into the red violet, and then I can add, once again I can add some white to it if I want. And then, like I said, you can always go back over it if you want to add a little bit more coloring to it. You can do that. Now on this one, I wanted to tap in a center here before I continue on and put the bottom row of petals, so that's why I'm kind of leaving it open.
Someone's at your door.
So it's definitely easier to do that when it's open. But this is what I mean, like when you do shorter petals, it can actually make you feel like you're looking at it from a different view. I'm going to leave that open right there too. And then I'm going to come over here, still loading the same way, and then just put a few just smaller little, what they would be, maybe little buds like that. Alright, so then I'm going to pick up my brush, my number 4 flat brush, and I'm going to just dip it into the sides, dip a little yellow. Alright, so I'm just going to come through here and do my little stem. Once again, if you want to just have it to where you aren't doing a stem and you're just doing your leaves around the actual flowers, that's fine too. So on this, what I'm going to do is just go in with a little bit of a design that will show the attachment. Try to get it to come down just a smidge so that you can see it once I put the next row in. And this is coming out a little bit opaque, so I'm trying to make it a little darker. But again, I can come into that if I need to. Here, like that. And I'm going to do basically the same thing here. So they're going to be small. And I am pulling some purple there since I have, I'm doing it on wet. That'll happen. And again, once I get further down and doing this, I can add more green to it based on what I need. Try to cover up that purple a little bit, not a big deal. Then I'm going to come up around these and go like that. And keep in mind too that you can use other brushes. I just try to minimize the amount of brushes I'm using so that it's, you don't have to have a gazillion brushes to do the designs. Trying to keep it affordable. And of course, you know, whatever my designs are, they are meant to be easy. So if you want to add to them or just use them as a starting point, that's fine too. Create them, make them your own. These again are just supposed to be little buds. Now that kind of went up there, which I'm probably on this type of bottle just going to do the front. I might do around, I'm not sure. But if for the purpose of the video, I'm just doing the front. And then what I like to do is just kind of do some little pieces that just come up, sprout up and around. These are my little fillers. That's what I consider them. And whenever you're doing this, if you feel like it's too thin, it's not good coverage, just, you know, go over them as much as you need to get the consistency that you want it to be. When you're doing the line work like this, you can actually use a liner brush. I just tend to do a lot of stuff with the same brush. If you feel like it's not getting as opaque as you want, then just go back over it again until you get that consistency. And you can make them a little random. They don't have to all be going the same direction, or be a little more whimsical with them. And let's see where else. Come over here, put one coming out this way. Just so you get the gist of it, that's all. That's pure and simple. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is just going to come back. These are going to be pulled to the stem, and I can turn my brush to alter the coloring of it, if that makes sense. So if you're heading like with the green at the furthest tip, when you do it, it's going to be darker. If you turn your brush around with the lighter part, then you're going to see more of the white. You can make them close together. You can make them further apart. If you want to go over the stem again, you can, or you can actually pull your design on the stem itself so that that thickens it up some. Basically, you know, whichever way you want it to go. Now this one is, because I have another little sprout here, I'm going to come here and just do like that. So I have kind of two of them right there together. And again, if I feel like they're not showing up enough or they're not thick enough, I'll just go back over them. And if you want to do that and you want to give it some dry time, I'd say give it an hour or so and come back and do and add to it. Or you can do a heat gun, hair dryer, anything like that will help with the drying time. And you can even come in like I'm doing here and just add a little bit more to it if you want, like that. All right, so then we'll just keep going. Come over here. This one though, let's see here. I'm trying to think. This one, I'm going to do one here. And I'm going to come over the flower a little bit. Yes, to pull some of the purple in. Not a big deal. I'm okay with that. Okay. Very relaxing. And if you're looking for something fun to do to keep your, like say you want to keep the bottles out of the, you know, out of the trash, this is such a great way. Add a little taste touch to your home decor, and keep trash out of the trash. Definitely, if your paintbrush gets too full of paint, just brush it off on a paper towel. And you might want to consider good paper towels when you're doing this. You want something that's not going to have a lot of lint, a lot of fuzz, because that can actually get stuck in your paint. Okay, let's see where else, because I'm doing this and I want to add something else to this, but I'm trying to, let's see, I'll just continue on this one like that. When you're doing these, you can make them, some of them longer. You can keep space in between some of them. Make them thicker, shorter. Doesn't really matter. Okay. I'll just see what else here. All right. So now I'm going to go into my, forest moss, pull in a little bit of the white, and I'll just keep doing this as I'm painting. I'm sorry, I'm probably not even getting this on here, but just taking some of my white, putting it in here like that. So then what I'm going to do is just come through here on some of these, and like that one's gonna have purple in it. I knew that because it's still pretty wet. That's okay. Actually, I kind of like a little bit of the purple in here. I'm gonna come like that up here. Like that. Very easy. Like I said, that's what my painting is all about. It's just trying to make it to where these designs are just really simple, because I want you to feel like you can paint, not be afraid of painting or trying it, because you may not be experienced. You don't have to be. If you can hold a paintbrush, you can paint. That's always my motto. Alright, so I'm going to come down here and do that on this one. And these I'm trying to line up. That one got a little purple in it. Nice. And yeah, I'm going over some of the things I've already painted. I gotcha. But that's okay. If you had a real flower arrangement, the flowers would not be completely separated, right? So it's all good. Like I said, if you feel like you need to go through your stem again and paint it in, feel free. I'm not too worried about it at this point. Alright, and then I might want to do another one down this way. Let me write that off a little bit, just to kind of add to it. Yes, I have some of these type of leaves over here too. And that's one thing nice about adding in some different greens. You can even add in a different color if you wanted. Meaning like browns or blues. They don't have to be real leaf colors even. It's not necessary. And you can come through, add some different coloring to it so that you feel like you can see it a little bit better. So I have another one right here, so I'm going to go ahead and do my little leaves over this. And certainly if you don't like overlapping on something you've already painted, feel free to do your design to where it all spaces out separately, not overlap. Get it a little bit of darker color in here. And like I said, you could even add brown in here if you wanted. I can go back in with my little brush here and tap in. What I would probably use is a darker color to tap in some of the little stems. You don't have to do this part. I just would lightly, if you're going to, just lightly do it. I'm trying to smash my brush down a little bit here. Just doing real quick little swift pulls into them. Yeah, then kind of went a little bit thicker than I wanted. Or you could stick to the moss green too. I'm just doing little bits, just real quick. Just real light. We're almost done, guys. I appreciate you sticking with me. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. And I'm just going to continue on with this real quick. Like I said, you could go with the moss green if you wanted and not do this. It's up to you. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get the centers tapped in and we will be done. Alright, so for the bigger ones, I'm going to tip the front of the brush into the school bus yellow. And I always tap, once I put the paint in, I always tap it off. If I need more paint, I just keep adding it as I go. Alright, so on this one, I'm going to go around. They're still wet. So this would be a time, if you wanted to, you could take some time, drying time, and give it a little bit of drying time if you want. I'm just going to continue on with what I'm doing. I'm okay with this. Whoops, I had to keep doing it the reverse. That's not good. Okay, gonna do this one. You just have to keep working on your centers. I mean, get them to be however you want them to be. I am in there, right? I make sure I'm on screen, sorry. I do apologize for the background noise. I unfortunately do my videos in my basement where my furnace is. Alright, then we're going to do this last one here, and then I'll do the smaller ones. And I could tap in the center there. It's easier to do if the flower is dry, just so you know. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing, put the paint in exact same way on the smaller version. Come in here and tap these in. one more and we will be done. A little bit of paint in there. Okay, so like you can see that you can spend some time on the centers if you want. Try to get them exactly the way you want it, but I'm just gonna do it like that, because then I'm gonna come back over them and finish these little ones up, which I could do just like that. There you go. Alright, so there you have it. I hope you like this. If you do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. New to my channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and before you leave, please share this on your social network with all your family and friends. I would appreciate it. Until the next time, please stay safe and healthy, and you have a good one.